Last year, I made a video about Uber drivers and National Transport Authority, NTSA, and the Ministry of Transport about fixing the taxi fares. This is something that drivers have complained about, and they were given a chance to go and talk to the app companies, and I think the companies, they have tried to decline, and now the government are now coming in to fix it by themselves, to give a price, a fixed price that every company will follow. And here are some of the benefits, and also I'm going to give you what to expect as a driver from what the government is going to do. And is it a win for the drivers or another loss for the drivers? Because they have said that they are going to put it fixed, that no company will decide their prices by themselves. Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out the government has fixed the prices of every taxi ride in Kenya. Zote, it will be a fixed price for all the taxis. The more cheap rides, no more cheap rides, no more price wars between apps. But the big question is, will this help drivers or will it kill the business? Our question is, will it help? Is it going to help us? Is it going to help the industry, or is it going to kill the industry? What it means for the drivers, passengers, and companies like Uber&Bolt. What is happening? The Kenyan government, through the National Transport and Safety Authority and the Ministry of Transport, has been trying to regulate the digital taxi industry. This comes after many drivers complained about very low fare and high fuel price and high commission from ride-hailing apps. Drivers have been complaining, and this time the government has decided to fix themselves in. But what we don't know is that, is it politically made? Because we are going to almost heading to elections. Sometimes politicians, they fix things late just to joke around. So I'm going to give you this video what to expect. Because of these complaints, the government directed taxi app to increase fares and follow new pricing guidelines. Some reports suggest fares could increase by about 50% to help drivers earn better income. This is also another way. If the prices go high, sometimes drivers will earn better. But we are going to look at it in a big way, and kama wale majamaa. Why the government want to fix taxi fares? Drivers are earning too little. Many drivers say after fuel commission and maintenance, they remain with very little profit. And this is something I've been posting here almost every day. There is a lot of problem, and even investors, they are now quitting this business. I've said it several times by giving you even the mathematics of if you invest here. Some even claim the business is no longer sustainable. Some investors are complaining, the drivers are complaining, and the business has been so bad. Price wars between apps. Price wars between apps. Uber&Bolt compete by lowering prices to attract customers. This often means drivers carry the biggest loss. When do unaumia, because you will be going for more rides but no money. But with the companies, they are trying to show each other who is bigger than the other. But the investor is suffering. So the government is trying to chip in to find a solution, kutetea mnyonge, because we belong to the government, the apps belongs to the companies. So with us, on our side as drivers, it is just the government that can fix our issue. Now, another thing is rising cost of living. Fuel, spare parts, insurance, and car loans have increased in Kenya. The car prices are high, but the prices are the same. Drivers argue that fares set years ago no longer match the current cost of operating a car. Most drivers, we have complained that even operating these cars, remember, by the time Corona came, everything, inflation rate went high, but the companies reduced the prices. And that's why today you are working for 180 and even sometimes below for a 5-kilometer run. Under the proposed pricing structure, smaller cars could earn around 33 shillings per kilometer instead of about 22 per kilometer in the past, which were not even sure. We were not really sure if what we are being paid is 22 per kilometer. Starting fee around 130 to 150 per trip. This is the new structure. 120 to 150 per trip, paid immediately when the trip starts. As long as you start a trip, you will be earning 120 to 150 shillings, even if you end it there. This is also something that the government is trying to do. 120 to 150 per trip starting fee might be paid immediately when trip starts. Per kilometer rate, small cars up to 1050cc, 1050cc will be paid 33 per kilometer, 33 shillings per kilometer, and medium 1051cc and more to 1300cc will receive 36.8 per kilometer. Previously, they used to earn 26 per kilometer. So this tells you that what the government is trying to propose is a bit higher than what we have been working for. Proposed per minute rate is 4 to 5 per minute. This covers traffic jams, waiting time, and slow city driving. So kila dakika yenye utashinda kwa jam utakuwa unalipa like 4 to 5 shillings, and this might also help you to cover what you are losing in traffic. Number 4, minimum trip fare around 250 to 300 per trip. Minimum, ile pesa kidogo utafanyia inafaa ikuwe 250 to 300 per trip. Drivers have been pushing strongly for 300 minimum to cover fuel and expenses. This is what we asked for. The drivers asked for 300 minimum, but the government seems to be giving 250 to 300. So we still don't know what they have proposed, and also we are still waiting, but it is something that is closer and it is in the pipeline. Example, new trips might cost a trip worth 6 kilometers. A trip going 6 kilometers and will take 15 minutes to arrive. Base fare is 130, distance 6 kilometers, and now you will calculate 6 times 33, which is 198. Time is now 15 minutes, which is 15 times 4 equals to 60 shillings. Total fare might be, because these things, they have not implemented them, but according to what they have proposed, a 6-kilometer ride that goes 15 minutes long will now have to pay a total fare of 388 minus 20 to 25 commission that the companies are taking. So here you might find something good. What you don't know as a driver, even though the government pushes these rates, app companies still negotiate implementation. So the final fare inside apps may vary, maybe very slightly, maybe a bit lower than what I've given you as an example, might slightly be low. But also there is a big problem. Even though the government wants to regulate fares, many rules are still not fully enforced. Even though the government, they have proposed that they want to regulate fares and fix them, there is a lot of things that are not fully enforced. The ride-hailing companies still facing regulatory gaps, dispute between apps and companies delay in implementation policies. The last time there was a demonstration, it was around November, and the drivers were given a chance to go and talk to the companies, but up to date they have not implemented anything. That means we don't know how the government will deal with it to force them, to push them to implement this new law as fast as possible. You understand? So maybe they will be given, but they will say we are fixing, but the time goes. So we don't know. Hatujui kama watazifix ama itakuwaje juu hawajaekewa term Hawajaekewa mtaifanya lini. So the big question is, will these rules actually be implemented? That is my question, my biggest question. Will they be implemented? Are you sure they will implement them? Or we should just live in hopes? What it means for drivers now: if fares are fixed or increased, drivers may earn more per trip, but passengers may reduce trips if rides become expensive. Kuna wale wanajituma tu juu bei ni rahisi. So such customers might not board the taxi regularly. Most customers might reduce their expenses. So rides zikipungua, lakini unapata moja ya bei kali, sometimes earnings zako zitapungua. Reduce trips if rides become expensive. Passengers may reduce trips if rides become expensive. This may change all economics of the Uber business in Nairobi. So I want you to understand here. A trip worth 1,000 that used to be charged 1,000 might go up to 1,500. But at some point, now the numbers, if you used to go for 5 at 1,000, you will be going for 2 at 1,500. That might cost you something and your earnings might be low. The government fixing taxi fares could be a lifeline for drivers who are struggling with low pay, but if not implemented properly, it could also reduce demand for taxi services. So the future of the taxi business in Kenya depends on one thing. The future now depends on one thing: finding the right balance between driver earnings and passenger affordability. That's what matters. Now, the companies and the government, now they will find a way of fixing this thing between the customers so that they don't lose their clients, and also to find a way of dealing with some things like losing clients, and also making sure that they have done what the government wants. So it is still a journey that I don't know what will happen, but it is a very, very long journey that sometimes might cause a lot of problems to the industry. So finding the right balance between driver earnings and passenger affordability. If you are an Uber and Bolt driver in Kenya, do you think the government should fix taxi fares or leave the market free? Do you think the government should fix it or just leave it the way it is? Freelance today, the price is low, tomorrow it is up. Because I know from the look of things, it seems like Bolt are already trying to push it up, but very cheap on some rides. They are trying to balance. Some areas are cheap, some areas are a bit expensive. So that means at some point they will go with the expensive areas, the rides that they have been charging expensively, to convince the government that they have tried to comply and they are very close to that amount. So we don't know what will happen, because they are also fighting. They will fight, and we have no option but to wait and see. So as a driver, do you think they should fix it or leave it for the companies to decide the way they have been doing? And do you think it will help us or it will bite our pockets? Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Please leave us a comment below. Tell us if you think they should just leave it or they should just continue with the fixing our fares so that we can earn more, and if you don't care whether the trips will be low or high. Thank you.